another game against a ranked team. You were just right there in the fourth quarter. What were your thoughts on what was the difference there down the stretch?
Well, it kind of goes back to the first quarter, the way we started, I mean, 3 of the second, third, and fourth quarter, we beat them. The problem was we were a little bit behind the 8 ball after that first quarter. And so I think especially when you're on the road and they had like 4 or 5 days to prepare for us, we just had 2 to get ready. We thought we were actually playing Ohio State. So that was kind of a quick change in mindset. But yeah, I mean, we competed, we played hard. I mean, people got to continue to be consistent. I think we have to get more scores out of our post players. They're a little wild in there at times. They were throwing doubles and, it didn't, a couple times Smitty and Ty just didn't handle that very well. And we've been practicing that. And then Naz got away from us in the first quarter badly. I mean, we were doubling her, tried to mix it up where we did or didn't, and it didn't matter. I mean, she's just an absolute beast, and she works her butt off, and she plays harder than anyone in the country. That's a fact. She ducks in, seals, sprints the floor, goes for every rebound. She's leaned out, lost weight. It looks like she's in great physical condition. You can do a lot when you compete like that. And, she just does a really good job. I think we were better on her in the second half than the first for sure. But some of that was we got her in foul trouble and she wasn't out there, which is a good thing for us.
And just to follow up, I mean, you talked about Naz, but what about your star, Nia, and just what she did just to kind of, help you guys, stay in this one and have a chance there?
Yeah, I think, the one thing I've always been talking about our team is like, Batman has a Robin. And at Michigan, Naz is Batman and Leah Brown is Robin, and it's never in question. It's night in and night out. Those 2 are, 26 and 22 a night, and then they'll get some fill-in kids from there in terms of contributions. But those 2 kids are kind of the Batman, Robin, and we always have that in Clouden. I feel like Clouden this year and years past has proven she's the Batman. Our Robin is always kind of suspect, right? And it's great when you have depth, but you do need consistency, I thought early on we would get that consistency out of Eliza early in the season. She was showing that, and then I don't know what happened. She kind of lost confidence in herself. I'm not sure. But it's good to see her the last 2 games start to come back and have that mentality because we need that. But again, like to me, Julia Arel and Eliza Winston are the 2 kids that I think have a scoring mentality and a scoring skill set that they're capable of helping us be Batman and Robin, or be Robin to Nia's Batman. And then we have some nice pieces around. I mean, we can get more out of Smitty, we can get more out of Tyre. And it just sucks to be close all the time right now. That's our problem. The inconsistency sometimes is not always there.
Our next question comes from Eli. All right, well, Eli, looks like Eli's got technical issues. We'll go to Audrey.
Suzy, you mentioned Naz, and obviously you prepared for her, but I mean, is the fact too that she is leaner? I mean, what else, I guess, not caught you off guard by her this year, but what else about her game, I guess, just has she taken it up a bit?
Yeah, well, she really committed to her body and her shape. I mean, she was always like a strong kid, but she's looks different. She's leaned out. She's really committed. She decided when the COVID thing happened, she didn't want to be, she didn't want her game to suffer. So she really committed to, you can tell, and I've talked to their coaches and whatnot, and that was all her. She believes that was a big part of her game and that she knew she was going to be relied on. And for her to go to the next level on the court, she needs to be able to have a motor, and most big kids need rest, and she just refused to put herself in that position this year. And so I think there's a lot of credit to her. I think she's doing a really good job of, just finding a way to score through double teams, around double teams. You can tell she's really invested in the game, spent a lot of time watching film. But she just does some natural things too. I mean, the kid is really, I mean, she gets rid of it and then she's darting right to the block. I mean, she's always trying to get an angle, a pin and seal. And that's kind of something we always talk to our post players about. Like, listen, you can always post one up, find somebody, pin and seal, duck in. Like, you can never just stand. And I bet you watch that film. I don't know too many. The only reason why Naz is standing is because she's waiting to come in the game. She's always looking for an opportunity. And then the next piece to that is because her motor and her conditioning is so improved this year, she's almost impossible to keep off the boards because she never gets tired. I don't know, told our team, like talking to Dennis Rodman one time, a reporter asked him, why is he such a good offensive rebounder? He said, because I go after every ball. I'm in elite shape. When our game is over, he goes and rides a bike. He gets back on a treadmill. He believes he's going to be in the elite shape that he needs to be in. And that allows him to be able to physically fight for every basketball when the shot goes up. And I think she has that mentality, and she's embraced, putting herself in a position to be successful with her commitment to her, her body in the weight room and her conditioning.
And then Eliza, be able to, at the end of the third quarter, she had 16 points for you guys, but she really came on in the second half. So I guess just to see her do that, what was the difference for her tonight when it came to that?
Yeah, I think she was just looking for a shot a little bit more. I mean, I think she did a better job of that. I think, she included her 1-2 dribble pull up versus just a 3. She got to the basket some, didn't always finish in there. So I think if we can get her to do a better job of finishing layups at the rim, I mean, that kid is probably in the mid-20s right now, so it was good. I mean, she played well, I thought, at Penn State. So we're starting to see her kind of come back, which is what we need for sure, especially down the stretch here. So that was a real positive for us. But now, again, I mean, it's about consistency. This game is about consistency for sure.
Thank you, Suzy.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll go back to Eli for his question now.
Sorry, my audio cut out there for a second, but I was just curious on the rivalry in general. I mean, you talked about it a little bit. You only get a couple days to prepare there. I mean, how hard is that to kind of come in and prepare on short notice? And I guess how different did you feel this rivalry kind of was in a pandemic where you don't have fans, you maybe don't have some of that energy to feed off of?
Yeah, it felt different. I mean, you always feel the rivalry, but yeah, it definitely did not feel like normal. I mean, we usually have 3 busloads of Spartan fans screaming and yelling, and it's pretty live in there. And then when they come to our place, it can get pretty crazy there too. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great state for women's basketball, and I think, they've done a good job. We've done a good job of promoting that atmosphere. Those are the games that kids want to play, and it definitely felt weird not to have so many fans screaming and yelling at you while the game was going on.
And then as a follow-up too, I mean, throughout your coaching career, I mean, I assume you think rivalries have changed a lot between, a lot of these players have known each other for a while through like social media, throughout these tournaments and camps. I mean, how much do you think that's kind of changed throughout your coaching career, seeing, kind of the growth in, just society, I guess is kind of the way to put it.
Yeah, I think everybody likes a good rival. It doesn't matter what sport it is. I mean, Michigan and Michigan State have gone back in time. It's always going to be that way. And in this state, you grow up one or the other. You don't like both. So, I grew up in Traverse City, and everybody there was Spartans. I had 2 brothers that went to Michigan State. One played baseball there. So it was, it's a special place in our family. So I think you either have the line of the Wolverine in your line, or you have the line of your Spartan Nation. So, where I'm from, that was kind of all I knew. It's all I ever wanted to be. So it means something to me for sure to coach here and be part of these games.
Thanks, Suzy.
Sure.
Next question comes from Aiden.
Hi, Coach. Michigan had 16 assists compared to your team's 3 assists. How big was this in terms of the outcome of the game?
Yeah, that was a problem because we had been leading the country, or top 5 in the country in assists in the nation and assist to turnover ratio. So that was a little disappointing. I mean, some of that was, we had some nice passes and just people didn't knock down the shot. I mean, there's some of that, but, we did second half, we did try to put the ball on the floor a little bit more of that dribble drive kind of action which leads it to less less assists sometimes because you're putting the ball on the floor trying to get to the rim. But yeah, that was a little disappointing to see that number. I mean, I'd have to really look at it to see how it's counted and whatnot. The other thing is we didn't get our post game going. You know, they get, 16 assists and, probably 12 of those are to Nas, for a layup inside. So we didn't have much of a post presence today in terms of post entries and scoring in there. So we got to continue to develop that part of our game with Tyre and Alicia Smith.
All right, looks like that's all we've got. Thanks for joining us, Coach Merchant.
Okay, thank you.